Good blessed morning, and I want to talk to our couples today, but of course, everyone is welcome to watch, and I'm sure God is going to talk to you from my heart into your heart. I want you to think of the following phrase. This happens when there is a displeasing argument or disagreement between couples. And I want to reveal what is happening into one of the sides in the mind, in the intention, and you have to make a quick decision according to what's happening right here in your mind. And I'm just going to put it into sentences. I win this, but I know we lose. Or, I lose this, but I know we win. After the argument, I won this knowing that we just lost. Or, I lost this knowing that we just won. And right there is that inner battle between, is it I or now it's us? Is it mine or, of course, is it about ours? So let's identify these little words that can make or break feelings, relationships, friendships. Let's identify them as possessive pronouns. And friends, if you ignore this, I believe, unfortunately, soon you will act more like opponents than teammates, because I will grow to overshadow us. You ignore this, and soon it'll be more about who won and who lost, because mine can grow and overshadow ours. Don't forget this. When possessiveness overshadows pronouns, that relationship, that promise or covenant, it can be in danger. As I take you to the Word of God, we're going to go to the first letter of the Apostle Paul to the Corinthians. And he's writing this letter knowing that the church is going through a lot of drama. And he wants to illustrate this idea and tell them that, listen, us is more important than I, okay? That's how our even physical bodies function. And I love this, how this apostle is not a physician, but he could clearly see what God was trying to also show us through our physical human bodies, the way relationships and friendships and harmony works. All right, and he illustrates that. So hear this letter to this church where I do believe we can learn a good lesson about our relationships. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and he's referring now to our spiritual gifts. He says in verse 4, there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are diversities of ministries, but is the same Lord. And there are diversity of activities, but it is the same God who works all in all. And he wants to unpack this idea, and he goes to our physical body. From verse 12 on, he says, for as the body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ. If the foot should say, hey, because I'm not the hand, I'm not of the body, is therefore not of the body? And if the ear should say, because I'm not an eye, I'm not of the body, is therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where would be the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where would be the smelling? But now God has set the members, each one of them, in the body just as he pleased. And if one member suffers, all the members suffer with it. And if one member is honored, all the members rejoice with it. I love this idea. I don't know why, but when I think about this, yes, it is written to the church, but I believe it's also the perfect model for any relationship. Husband and wife, family, parents, children. This is a model for us to follow. You know, when he wrote this letter, He's looking at Jesus as the head and the church as the body. He's writing as Jesus and as the groom, and he's writing this to the bride, to the church. Yet the wording is the same. If we're not careful, if we allow our possessiveness to overtake and overshadow the pronouns us, it's not just mine, but this is us, ours together, then there is danger of separation. If one member suffers, how can the rest rejoice? Or if one is rejoicing, how can you when you look at the others who are suffering? This just doesn't make sense. Even imagine this in a relationship. Where do you think this is heading towards? Thought one. God has set the members, each one of them in the body, just as he pleased. I want us to go beyond who has which role in a relationship. Because our ultimate role is to please God, being who we are called to be. And that's when this makes sense. We realize that it's three of us. It's you, me, God in the center. And he brought us together. So it's not about if I win. It's about if we win. It's never about if I lose. Can you imagine if we lose? If you have this in your mind, I promise you, yes, there could be disagreements and conversations, yet that bond will never be broken. And the second one says, if one of the members suffer, all the members suffer with it. And if one member is honored, all the members rejoice with it. I think we have to hear and learn from here that individualistic character or approach to our relationships. Where, as long as I am honored, I don't care what happens with you. As long as I am happy, I don't care what happens with you. Friends, this must stop, especially in our relationships. If I win, we lose, then I think we've lost it all. This cannot be. So I rather lose knowing that we just won together, that our love, our commitment, our covenant won, because pronouns such as we is more important than what I possess. If you can have this heart in a relationship, I promise you, you will be honoring God. Because wherever you are, whoever you're with, it's God meant, God blessed, it's God's union. So keep him in the center. And remember, it's not about what we possess. It's about who we are with. And that will answer all your questions. May the Lord bless you. UACC young couples, it's time for a reunion. We've been away from each other for over a year, and I'm so excited that this new date is coming. November 20th, we will be together here outdoors under the stars having dinner, good conversation, games, laughter, and maybe even something special coming up. But I want you to save the date, send us an email, text me saying we will be there, and I can't wait for us to celebrate our young couples that night here at UACC. I'll see you there.